Hello and welcome back to Rollercoaster Tycoon, where last time we squeezed in this amazing Montreal madness, and I hope that the stewards here are much more sensible than they were in the real race. Anyway, it also means that we need to start getting a coaster in here, I feel. So let us have a look at what's available. Oh, but before we do that, actually, let us do like a quick vandalism check. As we have dropped a guard here because things were just insanely crowded. And I feel like it would be a good idea to keep an eye on stuff and whether or not it's been destroyed or not. Yeah, we seem to be in good shape. Got a few specks of vomit over here. But for that, I have... you to clean it up, and later on that spot, because this is like the bit of the the underdeveloped bit of the park, so I don't really feel like we need to pay too much attention to that section just yet, but we will soon. Anyway, yeah, if we were to do a coaster, let us see what we have available. We don't have much money, so I would prefer like a wooden coaster like this, which, truth be told, I would prefer to not have to build that. But seeing how the way things are, we're probably gonna have to. Just excuse me. Oh, that was a sudden sneeze. Yeah, great start. Well, I say that we don't really have any money, but truth be told, we probably won't have enough to build like the steel coaster, which is... This is the one that I would love to build next, and then probably this one, and if we have to, this one, but this would be the one I want to build. Seeing how we don't have the money, we're gonna make do with the wooden coaster, and basically cover this whole thing up. Do we really have to? Well, we probably have to, as I don't see any real way to... Is there any way to see anything of like where these tracks are going? No, not really. See, what I would love to do, if there wasn't this stupid underground monorail, what I would love to do is have like the coaster occupy like this space, because we're not gonna be building anything over here anyway. And then basically have it return from the underground, but that's gonna be a tricky thing because we have the tracks over here. In theory though, we should be able to... Now that's gonna be a tricky thing if we want to do that. There is room here to pull something off like that. We need to stay away from like this blue and golden track. Well, we go all the way over here to pull that one off. So if we were to do that, would we be able to dual up this coaster? I feel like the answer to that is a solid no. Unless we make this coaster... Because I was thinking of a station like this. And then basically just lift it, you know, underground it, and then... well, I think we can get away with building it. Shall we try it? It's not an easy coaster, because we don't really have that many options to build something. And I also want, like, the merry-go-round over here. So if we were to build a coaster, we would probably build it... It's a good thing to have this track height actually, because now I can at least keep track where the underground thingy is, you know, the underground monorail. Yeah, let's try it with the coasters doing it like this, and then have like two. One that goes over here. Probably won't be really that spectacular, come to think of it, but we'll see. We'll see. Let us first actually get the thing built, right? Now this, we might be in for like a really difficult build all of a sudden right now. Yeah, as we discover that the terrain might not be as cooperative as I wanted it to be or something. So, and then basically this will be just in advance. And then now this will be the one on the outside, so this will have the entrance be like over here. As for the exit then, it also needs to be over here. Well, that's not as bad, because this is like where we have this shared exit for. Right, so interesting. I don't think we can even do this. I think we need to get into the underground like straight away, in order for this thing to even do something. And then like this. And then here's the stupid part about it. Yeah, hold on a second, because right now I also do not have enough space to even get this thing going. Because what I don't want with this coaster is for it to have to go through a curve on the speed of the lift alone. So basically what I need to do here is a little bit of terraforming, which I'm okay with. And now we can go up. There. Okay, so now we're cooking. Now we're talking. So with this, what am I actually going to do with this coaster? As ugly, because I kind of like this section here. You know, I think it doesn't even look that bad, even though the looks are like irrelevant, at least for me. You know, I do not care about the looks in this park. We're probably gonna cover up a little bit over here. Maybe even try and see if we can more or less hug this track, and then do some stuff over here. Yeah, we're gonna do quite a bit of stuff over here. So, but first we're gonna make like a little bit of an exposition over here to this coaster, and then we'll see where we end up with. Ooh, jeez, it's a bit far out for a queue. Oh my good lord, what have I started? Are you really gonna go like this far out with the queue? I mean, I guess we have to. That's the worst part of it. I don't think we really have that much choice. Oh, that's bad. I mean, what I could do is probably over here, you know, this would be hook-upable. Oh man. What have I started? And then that's for the other station. Oh, this is absolutely terrible. This is the worst ever. Also, if I were to build you there and then do the thing. I think that works out much better. Nice! Good! So, nothing to worry about, right? Oh man. What a path. This is terrible. This better be very profitable, because this needs an entertainer. Don't get me wrong, this needs an entertainer on like this part here. Else it's just not even gonna be a success. So... Now, we have like the other coaster tracks there, which is the thing we need to keep in mind. And we can just go above the trees like this. Huh, okay. Interesting. But yeah, like I said guys, it's gonna be a little bit of a... By the way, we should be able to do like a reversing station here, don't we? Oh. Did I say that the stuff was gonna be uglier over here? If I didn't, well, you know now. It is gonna be a lot uglier than it already was. Oh man. Oh, this is bad. Wow, this is kind of cool though. You know, the fact that we are able to just go right besides the Enterprise there. I think that's a cool section. Now, as for like where I would want to be with this coaster, it will probably be somewhat like something like this. And there is a good chance that this might be too quick and that we need to brake it, but as far as I recall, brakes on this coaster actually function... oh no, wait, we have... I mean curves function as brakes. We also have actual brakes. It's also good to know. Look, I think that's also a pretty cool section. And how cool would it be if we were now able to do like an S-bend? Oh wow. Okay, so that's cool, you know, that's really cool to dip below. And then I feel like another reversing section, maybe to the right. And then going down even further. And this basically leads like right next to the path as well. And that's always a plus for me if a coaster is able to do that. Now, mind you, we'll have to do some terraforming here. No, we don't actually. And we are at height 7. Would we be able to... What if we instead went to height 8? Because right now, we can go above the go-kart. Is that worth anything for us? I don't really see any added value of going above the go-karts. Now what I instead would like to do is actually enter the underground through the side of this hill. So let's undo this whole thing with going to height 8. I think going right next to the path is a much cooler feature. That like this, and then we'll just have to basically hug the go-karts. That's okay. We can even do that with like a big curve, I believe. Yes. And then this is where I kind of want to go into the underground. And if we can't, we'll have to insert a brake somewhere. Hold on. I say we go into the underground without checking like if that's even a thing we can do here. Which clearly turns out to be not the case. Because there is all these tracks here. So we do not go into the underground. Well, to an extent, what we could do is maybe go down to height 5. Which would have us pass below our tracks here. And then what we could do is if we mirror this here, we could get it down into the underground like maybe over here. Because that would be the better approach. Right, okay, so that's an interesting option. Which I did not consider. Has been to the right. And that's still quite a bit of terraforming. And then there's the roller coaster in the way. Right. So we basically have to stick it at... But this will go to height 4, won't it? Yeah. Huh. Maybe this is also not gonna work out. So maybe what we then have to do is go into the underground here. Do an S-bend. Which, let me just see, because with this underground view it's like so hard to see what we're actually doing. Okay, so that's cool. Is it? No, it's not. Because we run into our own curve here. Great. Okay. Smoothest design ever. And we cannot dilly-dally too much because, well, if we do, we run into an issue. How about it then? We go into the underground for just this one bit, which is a shame because we've well, invested quite a bit of money here. But we go into the underground for just this one bit, and then we go up above with a lift. Man, it's a shame that this is here, basically. I would have loved for this to be here at height 8, to be honest. And then we could drop down to height 6. And then we could just pass below everything. Okay, so for a different reason, we are gonna get back to the height 8 situation, because that makes life just so much easier. Like this. And then we can do an S-bend too. Well, actually, I think it would be much more efficient if we just resurface here. All the way like there. S-bend to the left. Okay, so would we be able to get into the underground like before the station? Like right here? I feel like the answer is no. So, with that in mind, let us just get into the underground like here and line ourselves up for returning back to the station. Ooh, we also got like a boat hire. Are we gonna do a boat hire? I feel like we're gonna do a boat hire, an artificial boat hire. But it also tells me that we don't really need more gentle rides. I need more roller coaster. Oh, well, not really. And we have throws. Let's keep researching the gentle rides for the time being. Let us also get this monstrosity here finished. Right, I need to see how things are going here. So it seems to me that we have quite a bit of leeway before we run into issues with the track over here. Yeah, we do. Great, because in that case, from this view it seems like the total opposite, but yeah, only then do we run into the coaster. So an S-bend. Or shall we go a little bit lower? I feel like we should be able to go to the height 2. Yeah. And then do an S-bend. And then... what's in the way there? It's probably these blue tracks. Yeah, it is. Right, so what this means basically is that this thing will just be coasting there. Maybe we can pull off like one S-bend, please? Yeah, we can do one S-bend. Can we do another one? No. Okay, so that was basically all there was for us to get. Right. Oh, and then there's the go-karts in a way. How does this line up? I have a feeling that it might just line up perfectly. You have got to be kidding me. It actually does, doesn't it? It does. Nice! Right, well in that case, raise or lower the land? Sure, game. I can actually see... yeah, okay, it's this one. Wow, we did it. We actually did it. Nice. Also, 5.81, not bad. Not bad at all. Very good, in fact, even. Okay, so and also another question that I have is, what are your ratings? Also 5.23. That's definitely not bad, but 3 minutes 180 divided by 9, 20 seconds. So that means that this needs to be a little bit bumped up, like this. Alright, very nice. Ooh, I also see vandalism. It's starting to happen now, guys. Alright, so how bad is it then? It's probably because of the crowdedness, I reckon, though it's not over here. Okay, let's get, first of all, let's get you out here. And then let's fix the vandalism. Because that's just bad, you know, we don't want this. It's also probably because we do not keep this area clean enough, I'm inclined to say. But we definitely want this addressed, and if it returns like rather quickly, we will add a guard to this area. Because as you've been able to see, we've been building this coaster in like pretty quick fashion. 10 minutes, definitely not bad. And we had more money than we started construction the coaster with. So yeah, there's that. Reverser cars. Those are the ones we want. But we are gonna check it out though with one car first and do the test ride. Now, as you can see, of course, we've built this carefully in such a way that we can still interact with it later. And that's what we're gonna do. Like, I see an option over here to descend from over here, from height 10 over here to height 8, and then basically, yeah, we're gonna do quite a few things over here with the other coaster, definitely. First of all, let's get it named and shamed, though. Oh, and also, what we want to do is get the staff coverage. Very important here, because yeah, see. It's these last two bits that were not included. Oh man, that would have led to like some real trouble. Now I hope, because you know, from I don't know, I recall exactly what park it was, but it was the one with the lake where you had the park like around it, you know, with only the wooden coasters that you could build. Where we also had this type of coaster, and it was just giving me problems like all the times with crashing. Without any real cause, you know, there wasn't an issue that could have been the cause for the crash, but it happened regardless. So yeah, right. This is test riding. Let's give this a quick paint job, and well, you know, that's what the looks were. Now we have an ugly brown smear. Yeah. Shall we make it white to... Yeah, it looks good, actually. I like that. White, yellow, and dark red. Or shall we go with, like, dark blue? We have that on several coasters. How does dark green look? Ooh, green looks pretty sexy. I have to admit, it looks pretty sexy. And I think if we keep like the trains in style as well, but with like red or velvet cushion, now that looks good. And also, San Diego was suggested by someone from the comments, and of course, I'm happy to oblige to such a cool name suggestion. So yeah, thanks for giving suggestions. And I think that, well, of course, we need to watch like the test ride. But I'm more in like a mood of like, okay, let's continue on with building like the next coaster, even if even if it's just like the station. So that's what we're gonna do. And at the same time, we can kind of keep track as to whether or not the thing will actually make it in the coaster. So and then we have this. You might be wondering like, yeah, but damage, why do you build it like the way you do? which is of course always like, well, because. No, but you know, why am I not building it right at the start of the station, which I usually do? Well, that is because I want to maximize the space available over here. It's not that I really need, you know, like I need this to be over here. There's no reason to keep it like that. So therefore, we've built it the way we've built it. Oh wow, that's a that's a rather quick reverser. Did you saw that? It doesn't launch, but wow. I'm watching this almost with like my breath held, you know, like is this gonna lead to issues? No, it seems like. Wow. I'm quite amazed that this thing doesn't crash. And therefore I'm considering whether or not I should add brakes. I mean, we don't really have the test results. Okay, let me just have a look at the G's. I don't think these are too extreme. No. It's these that form the issue. So how do they... Well, they're all below 2. If I didn't knew any better with the high speeds at which it goes through these reverse tables, I'd almost say like it's too extreme. But I'm gonna give it a shot and just see how it goes. We'll close it. Pray that with guests the thing still doesn't crash. Are we really gonna take the risk? I mean, if it crashes with the guests in, that's gonna be so bad for the park. I don't know at which speed it does crash. It can crash. That's not even a question. Maybe what I should do is over here in this straight section add like a brake, because I saw it going through with like 40 kilometers. Maybe what I should do is just add like the brakes here. And then at 35. And then open it. That should keep it safe. Right. What we were doing was connecting this exit path up here. And yeah, let's just keep it straight. Or shall we do straight like this? That makes it... Let's keep it simple. So that means just straight like that. Also do that. Good. Right, so the San Diego. Well, what we forgot to do was check the time that it took for you know, one car to complete the circuit, but that's all right. You know, we'll live. Also, the good thing is that what I saw is that the coaster is actually safe in terms of returning speed. So I do not feel like a bad person for only, well, you know, not really giving this its own safety fix mechanic. Well then, having said that, we have the other coaster to construct here. Oh, and also, we're at like 1500 guests, and it's still rapidly climbing. So, just so you know, we are like, well, basically hitting this park, you know, as like a home run, basically. we're just acing it, so to say. Also, I feel like what we should do before we continue with it, maybe add like a toilet section over here, right? Like just here. It's only to help with like the awards of oh wow, and again vandalism. Do we have like a vandal, you know, like a baddie McVandal out here? It definitely seems to be the case. I want an extra guard. We're gonna hire one. We're gonna get ourselves an extra guard because the vandalism is returning way too quickly. So let us get another guard who keeps this area in check. And maybe what we should also do is up the... Right, you don't even cover this. So Maybe what we should also do is up the amount of handy dudes in this area. I also feel like that would not be such a bad idea. Now, which handy dude did we have patrolling this? Yeah, see, that's the one from all the way over there. And then we have like another one who does on this whole area. I don't know. Let's not, because we have so much money. Let's not be too stringent now on like the staff. And let us just add one for like this. Yeah, and then that. All right, that should cover most of it. And I just now pray that it's not gonna return like instantly afterwards again. So. Let's see. And we'll set this to 10 minutes just so that we have the good inspection times already. And then... yeah, and then we just have to see how we're gonna do this coaster. Because what I do see here is that this one has the option to be a little bit different. Are we gonna utilize this? Is the question. Because I feel like if we go with a different approach here, what we are able to do is this. But I don't like doing this because this is like 2 turns on a one high descent, which to me feels like possible stalling options for the coaster. So we're not gonna do that, and instead what we're gonna do is the same as its neighbor. Even though it's not gonna be related in like track design. This feels much better to me. So there. Alright. Time to do some track designing here. I don't mind if this hugs the border a little bit, but in the end, I don't really want it to cover too much over here, because I feel like this area is for this coaster with this station, because we've effectively blocked off any possible queues and exits here anyway, because of the existing stupidly constructed queue path. So I feel like we can have like a ride here, which, you know, shares exit or something over here, and then have like one more here, and that's probably gonna be it for like this area, which means that we only have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rides and 1 exit. Well, that's actually pretty efficient still, but we have done a better job here. Yeah, well, not much we can do about it. Anyway, so if we have this room available to us, let us extend like this coaster a little bit further, like till over here. Maybe even down one further. But then rather than going down, we go up further. Because I feel like going up is like... I want a bit of pace, because this coaster now has to like do all its stuff over here. And what I feel like is I want the higher section to actually be also a little bit over here. So we're gonna basically go into this same area, and then descend, and then get down here, and then do its lower stuff over here. Which leaves like a bit of room for like a future coaster to also interfere a little bit here. Which I think would be cool. So this goes up to height 18. How high can this thing go? Oops. Oh, that's stupid. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's just go out. Go all out on this one. Because we have the money. We might as well. A little bit more like this. With like a reverse, because I want that. Now, we're right now we're on the good side of the shared exit here. So That's good. Let's stick to that. Also, out of curiosity, what's the average queue time here? 8 minutes. Entertainer time, guys. Entertainer time. It's probably the vandalism here. It's probably the long queue time. 5 minutes is doable. That's 4 minutes, so that's good. And this one has 5 minutes, also doable. It's probably the long queue time there. I think that's the cause. Let's go with the Roman. Romans are cool. We don't really have anything Roman specific, but still, yeah, they're cool. And then basically, yeah, no, we need him over here. Right. You. Back. So right now what we were doing is being at like the same height as like our tracks there. So if we want to go anywhere, we basically need to say, okay, S-bend, and then say the bigger curve, and then say oh, and now there is something in the way, and I for the life of me cannot see what we're heading up against. Yeah, well, it might not be so difficult, in fact. It might be just our own coaster tracks. So, yeah, good to know. What are we gonna do here? We have a few options. I feel like maybe we should try to... I don't really feel like trying and do the same shenanigan. So let us just cover up the whole go-karts like completely. So that means something like this. Would we even be able to... Can we go above the... Yeah, we are actually above the... Wow. That's cool. We are above the Enterprise ride. That's where we're at right now. Oh, that's cool. I like that. So, that's a win for us. I want this to be like one tighter, because then what we can do is hit the roller coaster. How does this thing run? I thought I was off right now. Maybe I need to be like a little bit further. Yeah. Yeah, but we need like an S-bend. S-bend to the other side. And then... And then he said we needed to go, we need to bleed off some speed with a little bit of track design. And we're at height 14 and I need to drop it to height 8 afterwards. And then do quite a few shenanigans over here. Which we can do, and then later on drop down to height 6. Which means like we have another full round above like wherever we want to build here. Okay, so I think it would therefore be good if I were to... Well, let's try and bleed off some speed manually. And also not really interfere with like our lining up point, because that's another thing that we're currently doing. I need this to be on this line of tiles, and that's what we're currently kind of blocking off here. Not really feeling like doing that. Can I have one to the left, please? Good. Oops. So, what if we just make like a loop around? Because we know we'll be descending over here. So basically, we can do this. That's a safe bet. And do like an... No, let's not do an S-bend. Right, let us do it here. Let us do like another returning section. And then right now we can also add a break if I feel like the thing will be too quick. But so far it seems like the maneuver that I wanted to do has actually worked out. So that's already a big thing. Now let us something like this. This is cool. I don't want to cover any of this area because that's where we need to build future rides and stuff. But this looks cool, doesn't it? And then basically we have like the freedom to go wherever we want, I feel like. We're kind of building like wherever I want at the moment. So yeah, 101 is indeed 2 in this case. Right, now we need to you know, worry a little bit about what we're doing. Because I need to drop it to height 6. Maybe I should instead extend this out with the curve and then have it drop down right next to the path here. That might be a cooler section. So that would mean that we would have something like this as bend. Oh, okay, so that would, oops, that would mean a tight curve, an S-bend to the left, tight curve, and then another S-bend to there, and then, let's just keep it straight for now. And there might be a situation where we actually want to break it a little bit, because we might be launched off here. But we'll see how it goes, because right now we are in a cool situation where we are right next to our path, which I think is cool. Yeah, then we have, oh, this actually curves about. Okay. I think the way we're gonna return this coaster is by having it swirl a little bit, break it, and then go to height 2, so we can go below this monorail here. And I'm just looking here and I still see a few guests coming, but I don't see the green arrow anymore. So what I feel like with this coaster construction, we've hit the point of like where the guest generation is going to be slower. We're in my year 2, we only need like 600, no, that's not true. 700 guests and a little bit, so it's not like, it's going to be that difficult, but yeah, the haunting mansion. Do we need this many gentle rides? I feel like we don't. Let's get the thrill rides down. So, I feel like what we should do is, we should see that we do like a few curves and then go down here on this line right into the underground. It seems like a smart move to me. And you know what? Let's do like a big curve and then. Because we should do one straight section just to be sure, and then that. And then basically all I want to do right now is just line it up to get back to the station. I'm not gonna do anything fancy here. I'm actually like right below the path. It's a good marker for us. Because I see that we have stuff to contend with here, like the go-karts. We also know that the go-karts is not like extremely in the way or anything when it comes to returning towards the station. And then returning to the station we do. Nice! Right, I'm very curious. How are your ratings? That's like, wow, that's not bad. I did not expect this. Oh my good lord. Okay, yeah, I like that. Yeah, San Diego is actually a decent coaster now. Who would have thought that? Great. Also, just a quick check. No vandalism. I think the guards definitely help out here, you know. How is our ride profits? Oh yeah, look, we make 10,000 already a month. And our staff wages are not even 1,000. So we make some really good money at the moment. Not when it's raining, but at the moment, yeah. Oh, oops. We make some really good money. We also have the queue hooked up already, so just to be sure that we don't make any crashes that we do not want, we have to test ride this. And also, oh, that's already on 10 minutes. Was I that clever? I was, apparently. So, $5. Now, how long was the queue time on the San Diego? Or the ride time? 1 minute 16, and with like 9 cars, that's actually not really an issue. I have a feeling though that this one, we have to check the speeds at which it returns to its station and the braking. I feel like we have to check that out. But in terms of like compact designing, I rather like it. There wasn't much path here to build stuff anyway, so looks good. Right. In that case, you guys, please do watch the test ride whilst I quickly go and get the merry-go-round, because man, I've been missing the music of the merry-go-round. Really have been. Entrance. Yeah, I guess we can put that over here, exit there. And all we need to do really is just... yeah, we kind of have to do this. I'm sorry. And then quickly get this back, because now the guests are trapped. Look, perfect, perfect, perfect. And then all we need to do then next is we get the green queue out there. And booyah. Connected. Nice. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Kind of watching this right now, you know. We have quite a good bit of track length on it though. I think that's what's saving this coaster currently from crashing. Wow, we don't even need to add any brakes anywhere? Am I seeing that right? We do not need to add any brakes here. I've built this thing crash proof? Say what now? Okay, I guess so. Well, in that case, that's good to know. Let me see how the vertical G's are. Yeah, not bad. How are the lateral G's? No, also not bad. Guys, you know what that means? That means that we have an actual decent coaster. And before I forget, it isn't even back to the station, but this is definitely going to be like 1 minute 40. So, to that end, let me compare it to this one, which has 1 minute 16 and 1 minute 40. Basically, that means that with the 9 cars, 1 minute 40 is like 100 seconds, which means that we need like this. And that means that you also need to have that. That means that you can be lowered, because I don't need a window of like 60 seconds, you know, that's ridiculous. We'll have max 20 seconds. Oh, oops, oops, oh. Right, and then synchronize the both of them. And you have 6.45 already. You might go up to almost 7. That's gonna be insane. Oh man, wow. We're gonna have some pretty decent coasters here in just a moment. It's actually good. I quite like it. Now, as for the merry-go-round, this is just to get some music in this section of the park, because, man, you know, by now, this is almost like my wake-up tune for my alarm in the morning. Not really, of course, but still, you know. Just it's just metaphorically speaking. Why don't we call this the camel go round rather than the merry-go-round? This is the camel go round. Do we need to change the colors? I think we even want to change this to not be canvas style, but to have this be just a plain one. I think fits much better for this type of ride. And I like the orange, so we'll leave it as is. This one though needs to be opened up. Crap, it needs to be closed down. Yeah, I might want also 9 cars on this, huh? Not like I did with like this coaster, I think it was, where I forgot to do that. Also, is this already? Yeah, no, it's just that they want to go on something more thrilling. Alright. What are we gonna call this? We had San Diego as like a really cool name, you know, for like this, for like, well, the Southern Sands, huh? San Diego. Why don't we go with the Los Damagelos. Damagelos. No. Los Santos. Yes, Los Santos. Not the greatest name. San Diego was definitely much better, but you know, to keep in line and keep it in style. So now the park is also truly ugly. Did it change? No, it did not affect really any ratings. But it is truly ugly. And let's make it even uglier, right? Also white supports, but I feel like a orange color for the track with like dark red looks way too ugly. Orange color for the tracks is just the thing that makes it look ugly. Maybe if we go with like brown and like yellow lines. That looks okay. I can then go with like icy blue seats here. Yeah. Cool. We have it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and also, I see that I've again gone completely over time here with the video. So, yeah, discover what we're gonna do next time over here in this park when we play more Rollercoaster Tycoon. Wait, that's not the way I do it normally, right? Anyway, see you next time when we play more Rollercoaster Tycoon.